For example 2, it says find all zeros of x cubed plus x squared minus 5x minus 2. And so example 2 is going to walk us through the steps in order to do this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to list all possible rational zeros. So that's those p over q's. So p is going to be the factors of what number? No. The constant. So the 2. And what are the factors of 2? Good. Plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2. Q is the factors of the leading coefficient, which is what number? Good. The 1 right there. And what are the factors of 1? Just plus or minus 1. So then we'll put them together to find my possible rational zeros. So I'm going to take all my p's and put them over all my q's. So I have 1 over 1, which is, so plus or minus 1. And I don't have any other q's. So I'm going to go to my next p. I have 2 over 1, which is 2. So I'm going to put plus or minus 2. So there's my possible rational zeros. Alright, so there were my rational zeros. Then it says we're going to use synthetic division to test the possible rational zeros. We're going to continue testing until we find one of them that works. Alright, so remember our function was x cubed plus x squared minus 5x minus 2. You can see it above, I can't. And we said our possible rational zeros were plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 2, didn't we? Alright, so we need to find pick a rational zero. Could be any of the 4 that we have listed there. The positive 1, the negative 1, positive 2, or negative 2. So pick one and we're going to try it.
Positive 1.
Alright. So we're going to use synthetic division. It said you're going to put a 1 on the outside. And then remember your coefficients go on the inside. So you have 1x cubed, 1x squared, negative 5x, and a negative 2 with no x. So nothing's missing. Now, how do I know that this is, if it will work? I can't hear you, I'm sorry. Your remainder will equal 0. Alright, so let's do this. So we're going to bring down that first number. And remember, anything on bottom row gets multiplied by what's on the outside. So 1 times 1 is a positive 1. So we combine them and get times that 1 on the outside. Positive 2. So combine them and we get times the 1. Combine them and we get not 0, right? So that means that 1 is not a 0. So we need to pick another one. Let's try 2. So put 2 on the outside. Same coefficients because the other one didn't work. So 1, 1, negative 5, and negative 2. Bring down the first number times the 2 on the outside. 1 plus 2 is 3 times the 2 on the outside. Negative 5 plus 6 times the 2 on the outside. Negative 2 plus 2. And so it worked. So yay, I don't want to lose this because this is going to be one of them. This is a 0, okay? Times what?
1,310.
Alright, so remember our problem started with x cubed. So our answer when we do synthetic division is going to start with x what? So we have 1x squared plus 3x plus 1, right? Alright, so the next thing it tells us, I'm going to jump over here, is to rewrite the equation in factored form. So we got what we divided by, so that's going to be x minus 2, because remember when you put it back with x you have to change the sign, times, what did we just have? X squared plus 3x plus 1? I don't know why I put equals 0. Not yet. Alright, then it wants us to factor it. Well, we know then that this is going to be equal to 0. So we got x minus 2 equals 0, and in that case we get x equals 2, which we knew because that was the answer we used. But we also have x squared plus 3x plus 1 equals 0. Can I factor that? No. So what am I going to do? If I can't factor it, what's the only other way I can solve it?
Plug the x in.
X equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a, right? So we need to identify a, b, and c. What is a? The 1 in front of the x squared. What is b? The 3 in front of the x. And what is c? The 1, the constant term. Alright, so here's our formula. So x equals negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And so now we're going to take and plug into that formula. I'm building my skeleton here. And then I'm going to plug in. So negative b squared, ac, and then a. And we can work this out. So x equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root of. Alright, so 5 all over 2 times 1 is 2. Now, can I take 5 and break it down? No. 5 is prime. So there's my other 2 zeros. Alright, so for our solution, we were looking for the zeros. How many was I supposed to have? How do you know you're supposed to have 3?
Because there's 3 x's.
Because there was an x cubed as the largest exponent, right? Alright, so we said x equals 2 was one of them. What was another one? Negative 3 plus the square root of 5 over 2. And what was the last one? Negative 3 minus the square root of 5 all over 2. And so there are our solutions.